Today we're going to recreate Auston Matthews' profile. So first thing we want to do, make a frame. Want to make sure that it's desktop. And we're just going to bring our screenshot in here as a reference just to make sure. And so first thing first, maybe we want to put this background in, pull that in, center it, and then resize it. There we go. And then I'm going to lock that so we don't have to move it around any when we're designing. Cool. So the first thing we want to do is make this top part the Toronto Maple Leafs logo. So we've got our logo over here. I'll bring that over. I'm actually going to bring this in. We'll align it to the top and center. And we're just going to use this as a reference so we can design over top of it a little bit. Cool. So I'm just going to resize this stuff just so it's the right size. And somewhere around there should do. Bring this in. Okay. So we're just going to select both those, Shift A, auto layout, and then we want to have these dividers in here too. I'm going to bring this in, make the height 1, and going to make this full width. There we go. Full width. We got a nice divider. Okay. Now we've had this in an auto layout frame already. I'll make this logo container. I'm not the greatest at naming conventions, so please go easy on me. But we're going to make another container, auto layout again, and we're going to make the sizing of this container full width here. There we go. So that's the main container, and then we've got our container inside there, and then we're going to need another container that is, what did we say? 1300 width, and then we're going to want to just center that. And so you can see that we've got that container, which is our middle container. We've got our container that has the Leafs logo in it, and then we've got our overall container that's taking up the full width. And we can give this a little bit of padding just to make sure that it lines up. And that should be okay. And then we've just got our dividing line. So make sure that this is aligned to the top, and then we're probably going to just want to give it some vertical padding so that it lines up. There we go. Boom. So that's our first top part, and then we're just going to leave that divider there. We'll group it all together after that. So now we've done that, I want to make this menu. The good thing about auto layout is when we created that component, we duplicated it, you can see that it just adds to our initial component, and it's all it all kind of just snaps together horizontally. If you wanted to make this vertical, you can make it into a vertical menu by changing the direction, horizontal layout. So that's good. We're just gonna space these out just a little bit so that they line up, and that's pretty much good to go. It's as much as we want. And then I'm just gonna make sure that these auto layouts, because if this was an actual component, we'd want the click in the area that you're clicking to be, I mean, it depends, but for me, I'm gonna resize these vertically so that they fill container. And they're not filling container because we've got this vertical padding. So if we go 0, and then we make it, we just drag it like that, we'll see that these are taking up full width now, or full height. And so, I mean, you can do it either way, but we'll do it like that for now. And then the distance between them, we set that to 15. So we've got that. We've got to make this little component over here. So I'm going to steal one of these, bring it over, NHL.com. Okay, so we're going to make that into an auto layout by Shift A. Got this little divider line here. Just going to manually draw it out. And then we've got our 2 little icons, which I've already brought in to the file. Boom. I'm just probably going to want to maybe resize those a little bit. I'm going to go just hit the letter K, 19, 20. Yeah. All right. So 21 by 21. That looks pretty good. Make this the same. 1 by 21. Cool. So we're just gonna Shift A and Shift. That one didn't like that. There we go. So I auto layout, grab those, auto layout, and our align center for our alignment settings. All right. And now that we've got that, we want to grab this together, Shift A, auto layout that. And then because our other width of our container above it is 1300, you can either make this 1300, that, and we can center it, and then for our space, because you can see that this side is touching the left, but this side is not quite on the right edge of this container, and that's because we have a distance between them set to 482. And if we want these to both touch the ends and space apart from each other, we can come over here to our horizontal gap between items, and we can make that auto, which will make the items within this container stretch out from each other automatically and touch the edges. And then we're just going to give this some padding on the outsides and just bring it in until they look good. Right there. Cool. And so looks like we've got another divider line here. And we're just gonna adjust the opacity of these so that they're not as bright. Maybe 50%. All right, and then the final step here is we're going to just grab all of our components that we've made here. Lock this. Just going to grab all of our components, Shift A, and that is there's our nav bar. And so on the original, we can see that it's let's put this up to 100 so we can see. Right, we can see that it's got a color fill, so we're just gonna make a square color drop and steal that color, and then we're going to hide that, bring back our lovely little component here, and we're gonna give it a fill, copy that color in there. There's our fill color. 1, fill it. 2, and then we want our background image. I'm just going to rename this background image. Here we go. All right, we're starting to get somewhere here. Looks good. Cool. Bring our reference image back up here. Actually going to make it 50% pass through again, just so we can focus on what we're doing. Okay, so how are we going to do this component? You can see that this image is behind this other component. We can see through it a little bit, and this image is, or this component is sitting on top of that image as well. So we're going to actually do this image last. We're going to build this top little component first. So I'm going to steal our text there. Auston Matthews. Color black. Just line it up so that it's the right size. Looks very bold. Kind of hard to see it. Maybe that'll be better for now. Okay. Looks like the line spacing's a little bit closer together on the, there we go. Looks okay. Need that little logo. Now we're gonna bring all of his assets over here. Mr. Mustache, bring him over. Cool. Okay, so we've got a little bit of a divider line. Make that width of 1. Bring it over. Okay. We've got 2 of those, so we'll just copy and paste. When I'm doing that, I'm just holding the down option, click in it, hold down option, and then just drag it to the right or drag it off wherever you want it. Okay, we've got our logo here. Resize that. All right, looks bang on. Perfect. Okay, number 34. Center position. We actually have 2 more of these dividers. This and this. Okay, I'm just going to make this auto layout. I'm going to take the weight off of it. Just going to, okay, stretch that out. Shift A for auto layout. Perfect. Height out of it. Just continue that with these. Take the height out of it. And Shift A auto layout. Make sure this is lined up. Take the height out of that. Take the vertical padding. All right. Now we're going to copy, paste, or select all these. Oh, just want to make sure that this isn't. Okay. So we're going to select all these and Shift A into an auto layout component. Okay, cool. We just need to do this. Other component over here, roster, all lowercase. All right, make that capitals. Cool. So this is a little bit of a gray color. Just going to bring up my reference image just to steal that color again. 100. Do. Cool. All right, there we go. All right, how are we going to make this component? Matthews. Black. Okay. Bold. There we go. 14 looks like. Yeah, that looks like the magic font size. Auston. Okay, now we Shift A, make that into an auto layout. And we can steal one of our dividers from over there. Bring that over here. Okay. Shrink it to the size we want. That looks good. And we need an arrow. Let's see if we can find one in our plugins here for icons. Font awesome. Run. See what we can find here. Oh, there's an arrow right there. Close enough. It's a little bit of a thicker arrow. Do we care? Not particularly. It'll do. Let's make this not completely black. Yeah, 34, 34. Perfect. Auston Matthews. 34. Okay. Make that auto layout. And this is all auto layout. Here we go. Okay. Make that into a component. Perfect. So what I'm going to do here is make this auto spacing. And then I'm going to make this figuring it out as we go here, folks. Auto. Eight. Perfect. Make this fill container. Justify that left. Okay. Now when I want this to fill container. There we go. Now it is responsive. And now make that perfect. There we go. Now we can give that a little bit of that. Reduce our spacing here. There we go. Okay, so we've got our component there. Perfect. That's good enough for now. Okay, now we want to give it a stroke. There we go. Give it an 8-point stroke. Take this color. Put a stroke in there. So now we want to auto layout those two components together. And then auto layout that. And then one more on top. Boom. Now we want this to stretch to be the same as our other column widths, which is 1300. And it's 1300. Perfect. I want it to be centered. There we go. Make this auto. Well, 1300. So we just want to give this make this fill container. Okay. And then we just want to give this a little bit of padding. So we can match it up. And that's pretty much good enough right there. It's not perfect, but we'll give it a fill of white. Before that, let's make this all 34 color. Oop, there we go. And make this fill white. All right. Give it a little bit more. Boom, perfect. Let's give it a little bit more. There we go. All right. So there's our component. Not going to worry about our naming our layers too much. Well, we can do this. We can do this. AM right, left, and this is AM container. This is AM component. Cool. maybe player name component, because theoretically you could drop down this menu and change the player, and this would all change dynamically. So cool. So we got that, and we can see how well we did there. That's the original. That's what we did. So pretty much the same, just a little bit. The alignment's just a little bit different, but yeah, pretty much the same, right? Now we just want to do this little bottom component here. So first we can start off by doing this. So this is going to be a little tricky. Look, tricky masking here. So that's about the size it is, right? We want it to be in a circle. Here's our circle. Reduce the opacity so we can see this. Whoops. Okay. So we've got our player here. Now this is a bit of a weird effect, which I'm not a professional at, but we're going to try and do our best here. Try and... Okay, so there's our head. And then we want to duplicate our circle. Actually, no. Undo, undo. Okay. So this is 137. Okay, that looks pretty good. Give that a stroke. 3. Make it a gray stroke. Okay. Try and get our colors right here. 100. Grab that. And then try and get the stroke color here. Alright. Let's just Control G, group that together. We've got our... So if you're confused about how we did that, let me know in the comments, and we can explain masking and how to use the tools up there. But for now, we're just gonna continue on. So we got that. Place his face there nicely. Okay, we've got his information. I've already... And just bring this in a little bit. And first overall. Perfect. All right, pretty much good to go. So what we're going to do is Shift A, auto layout. And then Shift A, auto layout. And we're just gonna, whoops. Should be good there. I think it looks pretty good, to be honest. Fill container, nope. Don't want to do that. Oh, this should be auto layout as well. We can do the vertical. That was strange. Oh, okay. We still want to group all that together. And then we can center it. Not sure why that's not. Anyways. Okay. Anyway, it's in the right spot there. Cool. Grab our little divider here. Steal that out of there. Oh, it's so skinny you can't grab it. Bring that down. Okay. And now we want to do these last pieces of information here. Okay, so how we want to do these. All right. That looks like that's the right size, so we're just gonna grab these two. Auto layout. Cool. I'm just going to take our reference image and make it a little less busy so we can see what we're doing. Make the pass through 50%. There we go. All right. So we also have our season here, 2023-24 season. Cool. I just want to make sure that, let's just put some fill in this. All right. Clip content, make that on. Like 6 border radius will do, and we just want to make sure that this is fill container. Probably center that there. Perfect, there we go. It's good enough for now. Okay. Just want to switch this to match. All right. Group those together in an auto layout, and then grab this and this auto layout. Make this auto. Alright, we're completely failing here, folks. We are completely lost. Divider, just figuring it out as we go. Just you and me. Alright, well, it looks like we've hacked it together here. Just barely hacked it together. But we did it. Just barely did it. And so we have a little bit more work to do here. Somewhere like that. And then we just need to give it a little bit of top padding right there. Cool. And then I don't know the 100% best way to do this, so I'm just going to, this is 1300 by 227, 1300 by 227. It looks like it's going to be like a white. And what we're going to do to make it get that effect is go down here to effects, background blur, 90%, and almost looks like it's maybe it is pure white. Maybe it's just, oh yeah, somewhere in there. Yeah. Now what we're gonna do is and then we're gonna group that. And that is going to be our component. And we don't need to worry about that bottom part. Cool. Okay, so let's see what we have here. All right, looking pretty good. Did we get the oh yeah, we still gotta can we do that with this? Let's see. Background blur. Let's bring our image over here. This might not. %. Yeah, do that. So 5% at 50, 50, 50, and 44. 5%, 50, 44. Okay. Now the last thing we need to do is just grab these two, auto layout, stretch that down. and put the background image in. Trying to get this exact. Yeah, it looks like it's right there. Ends right around there. Okay. Nope, did not want to do that. Put this there. Okay, where's our reference image? Hide that. Actually, we can pull this out. Right. Cool. Move our background image to the bottom. All right, and there you go. What we did was we've recreated the Toronto Maple Leafs Auston Matthews page completely in Figma. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you learned anything. Want to try something else? Yeah, let me know. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.